all go and fulfill our promises. Of course, there are guidelines for it. I'm told you that on our behalf, you will be spared. Frankie Roberts is a very, very wonderful man. So completely agile. I don't know what else is. So, ladies and gentlemen, today I've led this dear God, let Blasters know His service. We serve above self. And there's a call on us to help. If you have a colleague in need, if I recently, there was a Rotarian who was admitted, and they were all making calls and calling as usual, somebody who calls, somebody who calls, somebody who calls somebody. And we had to make a pledge. And then the pledge was made, and then the person needed two. Eventually, when they had an operation, they only applied one. But before we went in, he had promised to, in fact, two people had promised to donate, the wife and the brother.
By the Minister of Health's representative with us here this afternoon.
Belinda! Your daughter is in pain. Mensa, please come quickly. Your daughter is in pain. Please, I think we should call the ambulance now.
Hello, 193. There's an emergency. I need an ambulance now.
Thank you. Please look here. Thank you.
Thank you so much. PDJ, please, you may. Yes, so he has donated from 1 all the way to 100. Today will be his 100th. Well done, well done. She gets a citation, and I can see right in front of me a microwave oven notice of all. This year's Christmas will be nice.
Women are going to labor. Blood is needed when we have accidents on our road. Blood is needed when some people are being treated for kidney diseases and their blood is running short. Blood is also needed when people have certain infections that affect their blood and they begin to lose it. Even blood is needed when people have certain conditions like sickle cell that will need to be transfused. So the demand for blood far exceeds the supply of blood. That's why we are encouraging every Ghanaian to make it a habit. If we can each year, or Ghanaians, over 30 million people, but let's say 50 million of us qualify to donate. If we can have those kind of units, we will not be having challenges with blood issues. So as a ministry and as the National Blood Service, we want to encourage people to give of their best by making it a habit to go and donate blood every time. It is very, very critical. You cannot just go and buy it from the pharmacy like a drug. You need to get it from another human being. And that's why it can only be through your support of donation that we can win this campaign against the blood shortages in our blood banks.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
What's your full name?
Dr. Ignatius.
Until it's advocacy, first of all, people must understand why it's needed. People must do what they do. So once we keep telling people, so that people don't understand, there are a lot of myths around blood donation and all of that. So these are things we need to navigate. So once we take out the myths, I'm sure people would now come to realize that it is not dangerous and indeed it's a good thing to be done. So we'll keeping on. There are also a lot of resources, how to store it, how to replenish people who do it and all of that. So that's when Rotary also is important. We bring the other resources that are needed and then we partner with the National Blood Bank and then we do the work. That is right.
Are taken by scoundrels who should actually be prosecuted. So, the general public out there are the best judges. If we are all giving blood and if we are all willing to give blood voluntarily, we'll be able to get rid of all these miscreants who pose as blood contractors and pose as people who will give for money. Incidentally, if you go to someone to give you blood for money, you should realize that you are taking a compromised unit, because you may not know if that person gave a week before, 2 weeks before, or a month before, and therefore that person may not be giving you a great product. So accept the fact that blood should not be exchanged for money in terms of sale, and give out of a good heart. Get your church members, get family members, and outside an emergency, just give voluntarily. Then we would have enough stocks waiting in our hospital blood banks for emergencies, and we wouldn't need to go around pleading and looking for people to sell blood to us. Anybody who is ready to sell blood to you is probably selling you a tainted product. Not tainted because of infection, but tainted because he may not be truthful throughout the whole process. If he has to go through a medical questionnaire and he knows that he needs money from the process, he may not tell the truth, and that may lead us to collect a unit that is compromised. So let's avoid offering people money, and it's us who offer them money. They may be in the shadows asking or demanding, but if we don't offer the money and if we voluntarily give the blood, they will soon be out of business. There have been several arrests and there have been several attempts to prosecute. So at different times and in different places, people who we have actually held on, who have engaged the process of accepting money for a unit of blood, have been prosecuted. So the process goes on behind the scenes, and I wish Anas would take it on as his next project, to look around the country and tell us the story and expose the bad one. I think it's not automatic that you need more than one person to give one unit. I guess they just prefer to go, not that they prefer, but it would be advisable in an institution where they solely rely on family replacement to take more than one donor, because a donor may fail the process. We accept only healthy blood donors, and our blood donors go through a health questionnaire. So if you do take more than one donor, then if your donor fails the health questionnaire, the subsequent donor may replace that one. It is not because 2 units of replacement donations make one voluntary, not at all. It is just because they are making a provision for a donor who does not make it through the medical questionnaire. It's an act of solidarity. It is an act that dissipates or shows that you understand your civic responsibility, because you are doing it selflessly, and you are doing it knowing that the beneficiaries you do not even know, and you do not even, for lack of a better word, you do not even care. All you are doing is you are doing it because you know that some lives will be saved. And sometimes, like I said, not just one life. It could be 2 or 3 lives if we make components. If we turn 1 unit into platelets, red cells, and fresh frozen plasma, 3 individuals will benefit from it, which is really a giving of yourself in solidarity. So those out there who've never tried it before, give it a shot. It's not that painful at all. And it is really giving of yourself to save humanity. Not. Unfortunately, we do not. I will not attempt to pad the truth. The WHO says that if a country's population, 1 to 2% of a country's population are donating, the country's blood needs are met. So with a population of about 33 million, if we had about 330,000 donors, we would meet our country's blood needs. Unfortunately, we do not collect even 150,000 a year. So we are somewhere in the range of about 5 units per 1,000 inhabitants. So the clarion call is out there as we launch our 2023 National Blood Donation Campaign.
Every 4 months, we are our wabra bomuno, afimuno, ni nyina no fa ne se o medication. Esan say e bedum rebim no se wan involve won na sa yarewa ne ba wa kwan mu a e ba konya se obenu munduro nti se nduro na mepeso hu ni se wo the blood donation ni e replace sa nduro no as on natural medication se otokoso na wo donate na o red blood cells no e na o exercise no ebedu mre bi mu no ebehia sɛ wo ankasa ebi ebeka sɛ be ma mogya saa time no body no ebetimi accommodate saa pressure no na no ankasa produce mogya no a ohia no hu nkohia kra sɛ yɛde mogya be den ebesi wo so ntimi nsɛm nkran na me nsɛm me sramo sɛ yenuanum bi wo mbu ayaresabia omu hia emboa na wo a wo hwɛ mi ana wo a wo tie mi saa bre wo ho nom a mogya a ɛwɔ mu no ɛdɔɔso hemoglobin ebi aburo 13 ana 12 a wɔsɛ obetimi de atwe aboa afoforo enti yɛbɛsrɛ mo na momfa mo nse saa dwumadie mu na mfa so pii wɔ so ma wo ankasa ɛne Ghana man nyinaa ɛda ase.
Please assist him so he can carry his fridge home.
Thank you for watching Nation One TV. Kindly subscribe for more news updates.